Hi, welcome to the studio again. I have a quick tip for you on working on your images in the Develop module and inside of the Library Quick Develop area, because they are two very different places to work, but they need to be used in tandem to each other. It's not an either or, and most people misunderstand it. So let's get right to it. Inside of the library, there's an area called Quick Develop. The Quick Develop area is just a very small subset of all of the things that you can actually do inside of Lightroom. But it's the basic area. It's exposure, contrast, highlights, blacks, clarity, vibrance, and also, if you hit the Option key here, you can also get sharpening and saturation out of it. So those are the very basic things that you can do in Lightroom when it comes to adjusting your images. And then over in the Develop module, you'll have the same basic things over here inside of the Develop module there, and then you have all this other stuff down below it. But most people think that the Library module Quick Develop area is for adjusting things really quickly, which means that the name would make sense. But it's actually a misnomer, because that's not the purpose for it. It actually is a very specific tool, and it uses what's called relative adjustments. Whereas in the Develop module, things are exact. So let's look at this in comparison to two images. So I'm going to take a look at this image here, and I'm going to overexpose it. So I'm going to bring it up to one stop overexposed. And I'm going to take this image and I'm going to adjust it down to one stop underexposed. And this is just so that you can absolutely see the difference between the two. Now, if I were to highlight both of those images and synchronize some kind of a change between the two on their exposure, so I'm in the auto sync mode down here inside of the Develop module, and if I were to take the underexposed version and bring it back to 1 or 0 so that it's not over or underexposed and let go, notice that this second image down here changed also to what? That's right, to the exposure 0. That means that all changes that are made inside of the Develop module together, like if you're synchronizing, are going to take you to an exact number. No matter what you do, it's going to synchronize the exact number. Now, that becomes a problem when I have a bunch of images. So this one I exposed a little brighter by a third of stop. But this one here, I exposed brighter by only 0.14. And other ones, I exposed brighter by quite a bit. Like this one here, where he's helping with the dress, it's exposed by 0.9. So they're all over the place. So how then do I take a set of images that I don't know what the actual exposures and changes and temperatures are? How do I take a set of images like that and do an overall adjustment to those without bringing them all back and wiping out all the hard work that I've done? That's where the Library Quick Develop area comes in. So if I highlight a set of images that I know I want all of these images to be a little warmer or a little brighter or a little more contrasty, but I don't know where those sliders are, I come back to the Library module in the Quick Develop area, and because all of these are relative adjustments, if I were to increase the exposure by a third of stop and add a little extra contrast and bring the black point down and add a little bit of clarity to them, and maybe even let's add a little bit more vibrance to them. So I've done quite a few changes to all of them at once because I was highlighting all of them in the grid. Now it doesn't matter which one I go to. If I go to this one, it's going to be exposed correctly, and its adjustment may be very, very different than, say, this one right here. But notice that all of the other adjustment changes that I made have been made across the board relative to where the images were. That's the power of the Quick Develop area inside the library. So don't forget it. They're two different tools for two different purposes. It's not just a little Quick Develop area, as its name would suggest. If you're a professional photographer or even a serious amateur, you shoot a lot of images. And that means you're probably chained to your computer trying to get them finished. Well, getting your life back is simply a matter of learning a better workflow. And my Lightroom Workflow Workshop has over 24 hours of step-by-step instruction that will teach you how to shoot, edit, print, and share your images faster and better than you ever thought possible. Don't miss out on our holiday pricing because it is the absolute lowest it has ever been. And if you're married to a photographer and you want to get your spouse back, this is the absolute best gift that you can buy for your spouse, for yourself. Click the link below to learn how to take control of your post-production and get your life back.